Gripping my military-issued AK-47, I listened as my wife's lover joked about putting his name on my child's birth certificate, not knowing his laughter would soon fade forever. Be me, 31-year-old Andrew Thompson, living in Riverside, a city with perfect weather and endless opportunities, working as a senior architect at prestigious firm, making more than enough to live comfortably, standing frozen in the dark corner of my garage right now, fingers trembling as I load the last bullet into the revolver. Cold steel feels heavier in my hands than it should. Weight not just physical but symbolic of the choice ahead. Hear voices through the cracked garage door. It's Lisa, my wife, talking in the kitchen. Her voice sharp and hushed, cutting through the air. Catches my attention immediately. "William and I are planning to have a baby," she says, her tone playful and light. Can hear the soft clink of her wine glass against the marble counter. "If you want to keep seeing me, you'll have to use protection." Hear unfamiliar man's laughter, deeper and rougher than anything I know. His voice drips with mockery. "Worried that my swimmers are better than your cuckolds?" His words laced with cruel amusement. Imagine if he ends up raising my kid. The poor fool wouldn't even know. Revolver clicks as I secure the cylinder. Sound snaps me out of stunned paralysis. Breath hitches in my throat. Flood of emotions surging through me. Rage, humiliation, disbelief. Gritting my teeth, trying to silence the roar of thoughts. Press myself against the wall, stay unseen. Heart thundering as I listen to Lisa's response. "Relax," she says, voice dripping with that syrupy condescension. Same tone she's been using on me for months. He's too clueless to notice anything. Besides, he's not exactly capable of satisfying me. You know what I mean. My chest burns with each word. She's not just betraying me. She's mocking me, degrading me, turning my life into a sick joke for her amusement. But it's not only anger I feel. It's the sheer absurdity of it all. The years I spent building a life with her, believing in her, every anniversary, every inside joke, every whispered promise, all feels like shattered glass under my feet now. Exhale slowly, grip tightening on the gun. This wasn't how I planned my evening. Just hours ago, I was setting up a surprise. Quiet dinner, candles, her favorite jazz music playing. Wanted to fix whatever had been breaking between us lately. Now I'm the fool standing in shadows, discovering how irreparably broken everything already is. See movement in the kitchen from corner of my eye. Lisa's leaning against the counter, phone in one hand, smirk playing on her lips. Her companion isn't in view, but his voice still echoes. Low and smug, my thoughts spiral out of control. How long had this been going on? How many nights had I stayed late at the office, thinking she was home waiting for me, while she was sneaking around? Clench my jaw. Force the questions to back of my mind. Answers could come later, if they even mattered. Right now I needed to decide what came next. World outside the garage feels distant, muffled by the pounding of blood in my ears. My hand trembles. Loosen my grip on the revolver. Can't trust myself with it. Not yet. Set it down carefully on workbench beside me. Inhale sharply. Like oxygen itself could steady me. "Focus, Andrew. Think," whisper under my breath. But thinking is impossible. Their voice is still drifting through cracked door. "You're so tense, El," the man says, his voice carrying a sly smirk. "Come here, let me take your mind off your clueless husband." Can't see them, but don't need to. Scene plays out vividly in my mind. Takes everything in me not to storm in right then. Force myself to stay still. Grip edge of workbench until knuckles turn white. Suddenly something changes. Hear a knock at the front door. Both their voices go silent instantly. "Who the hell is that?" man hisses. Hear Lisa's heels clicking on the tile. Walking to front window. "Relax," she says. Probably just a delivery. See her silhouette pass by narrow hallway window. Something feels off about this. Timing feels wrong. Whole atmosphere changes. Gut twists with warning. Without second thought, grab the revolver again. Creep out of garage. Staying low. Staying silent. Move through kitchen. Past flickering light over stove. Peer around corner into living room. See the man clearly for first time. Tall and broad-shouldered. Slicked back brown hair. Arms crossed. Wearing arrogant smirk like he owns the place. Knock comes again. Louder this time. Lisa flings open the door. There stands older man in crisp navy suit. Recognize him immediately. Detective Harrison. Know him from local business meetings. "What the hell is he doing here?" "Mrs. Thompson," Harrison says, tips his hat formally. "I apologize for showing up unannounced, but we received an anonymous tip about some questionable activity at this address." Watch Lisa freeze. Face goes pale for split second before that fake, charming smile appears. Same one she uses on strangers. "Detective, I have no idea what you're talking about." Harrison raises eyebrow. Sharp gaze moves past Lisa, into living room, where her companion stands, arms still crossed defensively. "Mind if I come in?" Harrison asks. Lisa hesitates. Actually, it's not a good... Let him in, Lisa, say stepping out from shadows. Her head snaps toward me, eyes wide with shock. For a brief moment, her mask cracks. See something raw, flicker of panic. The man turns to me too, jaw tightening visibly. Well, Harrison says. Steps inside without waiting for permission. Seems we have the whole party here. Lisa recovers quickly. Turns to me with venomous glare. What the hell are you doing creeping around in the dark, Andrew? Ignore her completely. Address Harrison directly. What's this about, detective? He sighs heavily, glances between the three of us. I'll be frank. There's been a report of fraud, financial irregularities connected to offshore accounts. Your wife's name came up, Andrew, and it seems her friend here might be more involved than either of you would like to admit. Watch Lisa's face contort with anger. That's ridiculous. Are you seriously standing here accusing me of something so absurd? Do you have any idea how insulting this is? The man, William, I assume, shifts uncomfortably, keeps his mouth shut, his confidence starting to crack. Lisa, say quietly, voice trembling with barely contained rage. What the hell is he talking about? She scoffs loudly. Oh, don't act so righteous, Andrew. You think you're the perfect husband? But you've been so checked out for months. You probably didn't even notice the money disappearing from our accounts. Or were you too busy playing hero at your fancy architecture firm to care? Flinched like she'd slapped me. The audacity, the sheer cruelty in her voice. Like I'm looking at a complete stranger. Harrison clears his throat. I'd advise everyone to calm down. But Mrs. Thompson, I need you to come with me for questioning. Points at William. And you, I'll need your information as well. Lisa's expression hardens. Lips press into thin line. I'm not going anywhere. But Harrison isn't asking. Steps aside and gestures toward door. Let's not make this any more difficult than it has to be. For a moment, thinks she might run. Her eyes dart between Harrison, William, and me, looking for escape route. Finally lets out exaggerated sigh, grabs her designer purse, stomps out door like angry teenager. William trailing behind her like lost puppy. The silence left behind is deafening. Harrison turns to me, his expression softening slightly. Andrew, whatever's going on here, you'll want to get your affairs in order. This could get messy. Nod numbly as he leaves, closing door behind him. House feels hollow now, like all air has been sucked out. My wife, woman I loved, trusted, built life with, walking into police investigation. Still don't have all the pieces. Ducker clicks shut, leaving me alone in suffocating silence. Our once peaceful home feels like prison. Faint scent of Lisa's expensive perfume lingers. Sharp floral scent that now makes stomach turn. Hands still trembling. Revolver feels heavier than ever. Set it down on coffee table. Dull thud echoes through empty room. Collapse onto leather couch. Weight of everything hits at once. The betrayal, the lies, the mockery, and now police investigation. Offshore accounts, fraud. It feels like stepped into someone else's nightmare. This can't be my life. It just can't be. Phone buzzes on table. Unknown number. Without thinking, answer it. Andrew, Lisa's voice comes through, sharp and frantic. Listen to me carefully. Don't believe anything Harrison tells you. He's bluffing. They have nothing on me. And whatever you do, don't look at the bank statements. Don't. Call cuts off abruptly. Stare at screen. Call ended, message flashing mockingly. Don't look at bank statements. Oh, Lisa, if you wanted me to not do something, telling me directly was probably worse strategy. Practically run to home office. Laptop still on oak desk where left it earlier. Hands shaking as log into joint bank account. At first glance, everything looks normal. Bills paid on time. Modest savings account. Standard transactions for groceries and utilities. But then notice something odd. Separate account hidden away. Never seen it before. Buried deep in transaction history. Masked under vague labels. Consulting fees. Miscellaneous transfers. Stomach clenches as click on it. $250,000 transferred over past year. All to offshore account under her name. Lean back in leather office chair. Run trembling hand through hair. Vision blurs with rage. While I'd been working overtime, skipping family vacations, sacrificing nights and weekends, making sure we were financially secure, she had been funneling money into secret account. Sudden noise from hallway. Snap head up instantly. Footsteps. Slow and deliberate. Grab revolver again. Stand up slowly. Inch toward door. Who's there? Call out. No response. Floor creaks again. Every nerve and body on high alert. Step into hallway. Revolver raised. Instead of intruder, see William standing there. In my house. Leaning casually against wall. Hands stuffed into pockets of expensive leather jacket. Nice place you've got here, Andrew, he says. Smug grin spreading across face. Cozy. What the hell are you doing here? Bark out. aim revolver squarely at his chest, raise his hands in mock surrender. That smirk never leaves his face. Easy there, cowboy. Just came to have little chat. No need to get all trigger happy. How did you even get in? Front door was unlocked. You really should be more careful, Andrew. Blood boiling now, finger twitching on trigger. You've got 5 seconds to explain why you're here. Before I make sure you never walk out that door, William sighs and shakes his head. Relax, man. Lisa asked me to stop by. Said you might be emotional after tonight's little surprise. Oh, you mean the part where I found out my wife's been cheating and stealing our money? Yeah, I'd say I'm feeling pretty emotional. He clicks his tongue, steps closer despite revolver. Tighten grip on gun. You don't get it, Andrew. Lisa's not coming back. She's done with you. And honestly, she was done with you long time ago. You were just too blind to see it. But here's the thing. You can still walk away from this with pride intact. Sign divorce papers when they come. Don't dig any deeper. Trust me, you don't want to know everything. His words hang in air. Heavy and poisonous. Why should I trust anything you have to say? Spit out words. William smirks again, takes another step forward. Because I'm giving you an out, Andrew. Take it. Go live your boring little life, somewhere far away from this mess. Then he turns his back to me, starts walking toward front door, boots clicking against hardwood floor. Want to shoot him right then and there. Every muscle and body screams for revenge, for justice, for something. But don't pull trigger. Just stand there, gun trembling in hands, watching him walk out door like he owns place. Door slams shut. House falls silent again, but it's not over, not by long shot. Set revolver down on dining table. Grab phone. There's one person can still call. My old college friend Peter, lawyer, one of the best. Phone rings twice before he picks up. Andrew, it's late, man. Everything okay? No, Peter, everything's not okay. Exhale heavily. Stare at closed front door. I need a lawyer. And I need one now. Peter's tone shifts immediately. Say no more. I'm on my way. As hang up. Something inside solidifies. Cold, unyielding resolve. Lisa and William thought they'd played me. Thought I'd roll over, accept this nightmare they built around me. But they were wrong. They had no idea who they were dealing with. Peter arrives just after midnight, wearing wrinkled gray hoodie, faded blue sweatpants, leather briefcase in one hand, travel mug of black coffee in other, steps into dimly lit living room, glances at revolver on table, lets out low whistle. Well, Andrew, he says, sets coffee mug down, loosens hoodie strings. When you said it was serious. Didn't think we were talking revolver on table at midnight serious. Don't respond. Too busy pacing floor. Thoughts racing in endless circles. Peter's humor fades. Sits down. Opens briefcase. Gestures for me to sit. All right, start from beginning, he says. Flips open leather notepad. Unload everything. Lisa's affair. Offshore accounts. Detective's visit. William's intrusion into my home. Every word feels like bile. Being scraped from back of throat. By time I'm done, Peter's pen is still brow furrowed in thought. This is a lot, he says finally, tapping pen against chin. But here's the thing, Andrew. You're in better position than you realize. Financial fraud tied to your wife. That's huge red flag for divorce court. Judges don't take kindly to spouses who siphon marital assets into offshore accounts. But you need evidence. Cold hard proof. Gesture to laptop still open on mahogany desk. Found the offshore account transfers. Made over months. It's all right there. Peter shakes head slowly. That's a start, but it's not enough. We need transaction histories, communications, emails, and most importantly, we need to know why. Was it just greed? Or is there something else at play? His words hang heavy in air. The why, that's what eating me alive. Was Lisa just another gold-digging manipulator? Or something deeper? Something more dangerous? Peter leans back on leather couch, adjusts his thick-rimmed glasses. Look, Andrew, here's my advice. Stay cool. Don't confront her directly yet. Don't go looking for William. And for God's sake, don't pull that trigger unless your life depends on it. Let me start digging. I'll hire forensic accountant first thing in morning. You focus on keeping your head clear, nod numbly. Though every fiber of being wants action. Revenge, justice, something. Peter stands up, straightens his wrinkled hoodie, pats my shoulder firmly. Get some sleep, man. Tomorrow we go to war. But sleep is an option. Sun creeps over horizon. Sit in dining room, staring at Lisa's empty seat across table. Silence of house is oppressive, broken only by occasional creak of wooden floor. Old grandfather clock ticking in corner. Family photos on walls now feel like mockery. Each happy moment captured there was lie. Phone buzzes suddenly. Text from unknown number. Meet me at Cedar Grove Diner, 9 a.m. Come alone. L. Lisa. Pulse spikes as stare at message. Alone. What? Is this a trap? Or is she trying to explain herself? Grab leather jacket and car keys. Head outdoor into morning chill. Cedar Grove Diner is one of those faded relics. Stuck in 1950s time capsule. Cracked burgundy vinyl booths. Flickering neon signs. Faint smell of burnt coffee. Clinging to everything like ghost. Lisa seated in farthest corner booth. Wearing oversized black sunglasses. Gray hooded sweatshirt. Nothing like her usual designer outfits. When sees me approach. Doesn't smile. Doesn't gesture to sit. Face cold and impassive. Slide into seat across from her. Andrew, she says flatly. Lisa, sit in silence for a moment. Can hear sizzling griddle in background. Old ceiling fan squeaking above. She sighs heavily. Pulls down sunglasses. Eyes are red-rimmed. Dark circles etched under them. Why are we here, Lisa? Ask. Voice low but firm. Glances around nervously. Lowers voice to whisper. Listen to me carefully, Andrew. You need to stop digging. Stop looking into accounts. Stop talking to people like Peter. Just walk away. Blink in disbelief. Walk away? Are you serious right now? After everything you've done? The lies, the betrayal, the fraud. She flinches slightly. Recovers quickly. It's bigger than you think. You're in over your head. William isn't just some guy. He's dangerous. You don't know what he's capable of. Is that supposed to scare me? 'Cause it doesn't. Lisa leans forward, voice trembling now. You should be scared. I'm scared, Andrew. You think this was about us? About some stupid affair? No. William isn't just my affair partner. He's... Sharp crack interrupts her. Bullet shatters window beside us. Glass rains down over table. Lisa screams, grab her, drag her down onto floor. Chaos erupts in diner. Shouts, screams, sound of running footsteps. Plates crashing. Another bullet hits metal frame of booth above us. Stay down! Bark command at Lisa. Peer over edge of table through broken window. Catch glimpse of man in dark hoodie. Sprinting toward black sedan. Car screeches away. Tires kicking up dust and gravel. Disappears down road. Lisa sobbing now, clutching her knees. Entire body trembling. Mascara running down cheeks. Who was that? Demand. Grab her shoulders. Who the hell just tried to kill us? Lisa can't answer. Lips move but no sound comes out. Sound of distant police sirens fills air. Diner staff rushing around, ushering panicked customers toward exits. Sit back on floor. Ears ringing. Chest heaving with adrenaline. Whatever thought knew about situation. It was worse. Far worse. Not just dealing with cheating wife anymore. Not just stolen money. This was something else entirely. Something deadly. Wail of police sirens grows louder. Squad cars screech into parking lot. Red and blue lights strobing through broken window. Officers spill out. Guns drawn. Barking orders at terrified customers. Shell-shocked staff. Lisa still on floor. Knees pulled to chest. Face buried in trembling hands. Cop with buzz cut approaches. Stone-cold face. Hand resting on holstered weapon. Andrew Evans. Yeah, that's me. Voice comes out hoarse. Are you injured? No. Neither of us are. He nods sharply. Signals two officers to escort Lisa outside. She doesn't resist. Legs wobbling as they help her up. Mr. Evans, I'm Detective Matthews. We've got questions, and we need answers now. Diner now crime scene. Yellow tape sealing us inside. Cocoon of broken glass and spilled coffee. Shattered plates scattered across checkered floor. Detective Matthews motions to intact booth. Still warm from previous customers. What happened here, he asks. Pulling out worn leather notebook. Recount everything. The text. The meeting. The shots. Every detail etched in mind like fresh scars. Matthews takes notes. Says nothing. Face unreadable mask. Do you have any idea who could have done this? Any enemies? Someone with motive? William. Don't hesitate. His name is William. Don't even know his last name. He's my wife's acquaintance. Matthews raises eyebrow. Grip edge of table tighter. Acquaintance. Fine. Her affair partner. Okay. And from what little I know, he's not just some sleazebag she met at bar. He's dangerous. She said as much herself. Matthews scribbles something down. And where's your wife now? Gesture toward parking lot outside. With your officers? Matthews leans in closer. Coffee breath mixing with smell of gun oil. Listen, Mr. Evans. If your wife is tangled up with someone dangerous, and if this William guy is as serious as you're suggesting, then you need to cooperate fully. No secrets. No half-truths. Because from where I'm sitting, this situation just went from domestic dispute to organized crime territory. Organized crime? Words hit like punch to gut. Do I need protection? Asked, voice barely above whisper. Matthews sighs heavily. rubs stubbled chin. It's not you I'm worried about right now. It's your wife. Lisa and I escorted separately to police station. Put me in cramped interrogation room. Smells like sweat and stale coffee. Walls painted institutional green. Flickering fluorescent light overhead. Sit there for what feels like hours, staring at reflection in one-way glass, wondering if Lisa in room next door, spilling guts or spinning another web of lies. After what feels like eternity, Matthews walks back in, drops thick manila folder on metal table, slaps against surface like gunshot. Andrew, he says, voice low and serious. We pulled some initial records. Based on what you told us about offshore accounts, turns out your wife has been in contact with a man named William Thorne. He's known associate of some unsavory people. Weapons trafficking, money laundering, you name it. Freeze in chair, blood turning to ice. Weapons trafficking, money laundering. This wasn't just some midlife crisis fling, Matthews continues, flipping through papers and folder. Those offshore accounts weren't just nest egg for her. They were being used to move money. And here's the kicker. Your name is on some of documents. Stomach drops to floor. No way. I didn't sign anything. I didn't. It doesn't matter, Andrew, Matthews barks. Slams hand on table. Coffee cups rattle. All it takes is forged signature. Or fake authorization. You could be on hook for federal charges. Unless we figure out how deep this goes. And fast. Slump back in metal chair. Head spinning like tornado. And your wife? Choke out words. What happens to her? Matthews crosses arms. Leather jacket creaking. She's not talking. But she's scared, Andrew. Really scared. And people like William Thorne don't leave loose ends. Hours later, they finally let me go. Peter waiting outside station, leaning against his silver BMW, face pale with worry. Andrew, he says his approach, this is way worse than I thought. No kidding, mutter under breath. Peter runs hand through graying hair. We need to act fast. I've got forensic accountant digging into offshore accounts, but it'll take time. And time isn't something we have right now. Nod and rub temples. Exhaustion settling in bones. What do I do, Peter? What the hell do I do? He looks me dead in eye. Expression grave. You stay alive. You don't contact Lisa unless absolutely necessary. You let me handle financial side. And Andrew, if William comes sniffing around again, you call me. Don't play hero. As we drive back to my house, streetlights casting shadows through car windows. Phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Hesitate before answering. Hello? Lisa's voice comes through. Ragged and breathless. I messed up. I messed up so badly. And now they're coming for me. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Lisa, where are you? Interrupt. Heart hammering in chest. Can hear traffic in background. Sound of wind whipping past phone. I can't tell you. If they think I've talked to you, you'll be in danger too. Just promise me. You won't look for me. Promise me. Line goes dead. Stare at phone in trembling hand. Cold dread spreading through body. Andrew, Peter asks from driver's seat. Leather creaking as he turns. What happened? She's running, Peter. Grip phone tighter. And something tells me she's not going to make it very far. Night outside car window seems darker than usual. Like world itself closing in. This wasn't just about betrayal anymore. This was survival. And game had only just begun. Night clings to me like second skin. Peter's BMW speeds down empty highway. Faint glow of streetlights casting fleeting shadows. Across his worried face. His knuckles white against steering wheel. Lisa's voice still echoing in ears. I messed up so badly. And now they're coming for me. Peter breaks heavy silence. We can't just sit on this, Andrew. If Lisa's running, she's either scared out of her mind or she knows something. Something that could blow this whole thing wide open. Either way, she's in serious danger. Stare out passenger window. Fists clenched so tight. Nails digging into palms. Peter, what if she doesn't make it? What if William, or whoever else is involved, catches up to her before we can do anything? He sighs deeply. Adjusts rearview mirror nervously. That's a real possibility. But right now we have two priorities. Keeping you alive and figuring out what the hell Lisa knows. If we can crack that, we might be able to get ahead of this thing. Car falls silent again. Peter makes sharp turn onto gravel road. Tires crunching on loose stones. Where are we going? Ask. Watching unfamiliar buildings pass by. To my office. I have resources there. Tools we can use to track Lisa's movements. And dig deeper into those accounts. Peter's office tucked away in unassuming strip mall. Old insurance firm repurposed into his legal fortress. Place smells of stale coffee and paper. Manila folders stacked everywhere. Threatening to topple off every surface. Dusty law books lining walls. Certificates hanging crooked. Peter powers up his laptop, bluish glow casting sharp shadows across his face. All right, he says, cracking his knuckles, sound echoing in quiet room. Let's start with offshore accounts. If Lisa's been moving money recently, there might be digital trail, bank records, wire transfers, something. Stand behind Peter, breath shallow and quick, watching strings of numbers, encrypted files scrolling across screen. After several tense minutes, Peter freezes. Bingo! What did you find? He turns laptop toward me. Screen shows series of recent wire transfers. Massive amounts moving between unfamiliar accounts, some flagged with timestamps. As recent as this morning, Lisa's still moving money, Peter says grimly. And she's not being subtle about it. Where's it going? Ask, dread pooling in stomach like lead. Some of it went to holding account in Cayman Islands. But here, points at screen, finger tapping against last transfer. This last one, it's domestic. Wired to account registered to Samuel Reynolds. Who the hell is Samuel Reynolds? No idea. But it's someone here in the States. And it's recent. If we can track him down, we might find Lisa, or at least clue to where she's headed. Peter grabs his phone, starts pacing office, footsteps echoing on worn carpet. I'll make some calls. Get private investigator on this Reynolds guy. In the meantime, you need to go home, Andrew. Lock your doors. Stay off your phone. Don't open door for anyone unless it's me. But thought of going home, to that empty house, with its echoes of betrayal. Suffocating silence makes skin crawl. Back at house. Sit on edge of couch, staring at revolver on coffee table. Weight of everything pressing down, like invisible mountain on chest. Affair. Offshore accounts. Hitman level chaos. All erupting from what started as suspicion. Over late night texts. Pour myself glass of aged whiskey. Dad's favorite brand. Take long sip. Burn does little to settle nerves. Silence shatters. Sound of front door creaking open. Freeze mid-motion. Whiskey glass suspended halfway to lips. Peter! Call out cautiously. No answer. Only sound of floorboards creaking. Grab revolver with trembling hands. Creep toward hallway. Heart pounding against ribs. Faint footsteps echo through house. Slow and deliberate, like predator stalking prey. Who's there? Bark out. Voice cracking with fear and adrenaline. Shadow moves across dim light of hallway. Then voice, low, gravelly, unmistakably male. Easy there, Andrew. No need for that. William steps into light. Hands casually stuffed in pockets of leather jacket. Smirk pulling at corner of mouth. Looks exactly how I imagined him. Arrogant. Dangerous. Cold. How the hell did you get in here? Hiss. Gun trembling in hand. He chuckles softly. Sound like gravel under boots. Oh, come on now. A deadbolt isn't going to stop someone like me. Relax, Andrew. I'm not here to kill you. Then why are you here? His smirk disappears. Eyes hardening like steel. Lisa, where is she? Tighten grip on revolver. I don't know. William steps closer, gaze locked onto mine. Predatory and calculating. You're lying. And trust me, Andrew, lying to me is not a smart move. I don't know where she is, shout. Voice shaking with rage. She called me, said she was running. That's all I know. For a moment, two of us stand there, locked in silent standoff. Tick of grandfather clock only sound, then William sighs. Pulls folded piece of paper from jacket pocket, tosses it onto floor between us. Paper lands like challenge. That's my number, Andrew. If Lisa contacts you again, you call me immediately. Because if you don't, let's just say you won't like what happens next. William turns, walks back down hallway. Expensive boots echoing with every step, shadows dancing on walls from streetlights. At door, he glances back over shoulder. Oh, and Andrew, next time keep the safety off. You were holding that thing like water pistol. Dr. Clicks shut behind him, leaving me alone. Oppressive silence returns. Dick collapse onto floor, revolver clattering beside me on hardwood. Body trembling uncontrollably, breath shallow and ragged. This wasn't just game anymore. This was life or death. Somehow Lisa was at center of it all. Silence after William left feels suffocating, pressing against me from all sides. House once a refuge, now feels like crime scene. Ticking time bomb ready to explode. Paper with William's number sits on floor, like snake waiting to strike. Can't stay here. Every creak of wood, every shadow across window, feels like threat. Grab leather jacket, phone, revolver, bolt out front door. Night air hits face like slap. End up back at Peter's office, past midnight, but his light's still on. Find him hunched over laptop, cold coffee at elbow, tie loosened, eyes bloodshot behind glasses. Andrew, he says, looking up. You look like hell. William was in my house. Peter's face goes pale. Coffee mug freezes halfway to lips. He what? He walked in like own place. Demanded to know where Lisa was. Left me his number. Told me to call if heard from her again. Peter curses under breath, rubs temples aggressively. This is spiraling out of control. I got my investigator working on Reynolds. But Andrew, if William's this bold, he's either desperate or he's already got nothing to lose. Sink into chair across from Peter, head in trembling hands. Peter, I don't know how much more I can take. Every hour feels like another step closer to disaster. Peter suddenly pauses, eyes fixed on screen, fingers frozen over keyboard. Wait, we might have something. Turns laptop toward me. Screen shows series of phone records, connected to Lisa's last wire transfer. She made call about hour ago to burner phone. Registered at place called Pine Valley Motel. It's 2 hours from here. Middle of nowhere. Map pulled up shows isolated motel, sitting off winding back road, surrounded by dense pine forest. That's her, say immediately. Pit and stomach growing heavier. That's where she's hiding. Peter leans back in creaking office chair. Fluorescent light flickering above. What's the plan, Andrew? You going after her? Nods slowly, determination solidifying. I need answers, Peter. And if William's looking for her, she doesn't have much time. Andrew, listen to me. Peter's voice dead serious. Most grave I've heard him. If you go there, you need to understand something. This isn't about saving your marriage anymore. And this isn't about trust. Or love. Or any of that crap. This is about survival. Don't hesitate if things go south. Do you understand me? Meet his gaze. Knuckles white around revolver. I understand. Drive to Pine Valley Motel. Blur of dark roads. Haunting thoughts. Sky ink black. Headlights barely cutting through fog. Hugging pavement like ghost. Phone buzzes several times. Ignore it. Probably Peter. Probably warnings. Finally pull into cracked gravel lot. Pine Valley Motel looks like horror movie cliche. Flickering neon vacancy sign. Half letters burnt out. Peeling paint on faded doors. Rusty railings along walkway. Lone light glowing from corner room. Kill engine. Step out into night. Revolver tucked into waistband. Cold night air bites at skin. Gravel crunches under boots. Creep toward lit room. Heart pounding with each step. Door slightly ajar. Yellow light spilling onto walkway. Lisa, whisper. Pushing door open slowly. Hinges creaking protest. She's there, sitting on edge of sagging motel bed. Wearing gray hoodie and faded jeans. Hair pulled back in messy ponytail. She looks up. Eyes red and swollen. Makeup smeared from crying. Andrew, she says. Voice cracking like thin ice. Close door behind me. Lock it with trembling fingers. Lisa, what the hell is going on? Who is William really? What have you gotten us into? She buries face in hands, shaking with quiet sobs. I never wanted it to go this far. I thought I could fix it, Andrew. I thought I could control it. Control what, Lisa? Voice rising with anger. Offshore accounts? Money laundering? William Thorne showing up in my house? Threatening me? She flinches at his name. Like physical blow. I didn't know who he really was. When it started, he was charming, powerful, said he could help us with the debt, with everything. But it was lie. He pulled me into something I couldn't get out of. Then I was trapped. Thought if I played along, if I kept moving money, I could find way out. And the baby thing? Voice cracks, words bitter as poison on tongue. She freezes, eyes wide as saucers. You heard that? Yeah. Every disgusting word of it. Tears stream down her face, but can't find single ounce of sympathy left. Why didn't you come to me, Lisa? Why didn't you trust me? She opens mouth to speak, but loud thud comes from outside motel room. Both freeze like statues. Did you tell anyone you were here? Asked. Voice low as whisper. No one. Another thud. Then footsteps. Heavy boots on concrete walkway. Draw a revolver. Motion for Lisa to get down. Heart pounding so hard, might burst from chest. Get in bathroom. Lock door. Now. She scrambles off bed. Disappears behind bathroom door. Hear click of lock. Dr. Knob rattles. Metal scraping against metal. Man steps in. Hulking figure. Silhouetted against dim light outside. Not William. Someone worse. He has shotgun in one hand. Twisted smirk on scarred face. Well, he says. Voice dripping with malice. Looks like lovebirds having reunion. Before can react. Raises shotgun. Dive to side. Just as blast shatters night. Sending wood splinters. Drywall flying through air. Thick with smoke and adrenaline. Scramble to feet. Revolver in hand. Man cocks shotgun again. Cruel grin splitting face. But this time don't hesitate. Squeeze trigger. Bang. He staggers backward, clutching side where bullet hit. Blood seeping through white shirt. Spreading like crimson flour. Drops shotgun with heavy clatter. crumples to floor. Breath coming in ragged gasps, bathroom door creaks open. Lisa peers out, face pale as death, eyes wide with terror. Andrew, what do we do now? Stand there, staring at bleeding man on floor, hands still shaking from gunshot. We run, Lisa, say. Voice hollow as empty grave. We run, and we don't stop until we find way out of this nightmare. But deep down, no, there is no way out. Not anymore. Cold night air bites into skin. As Lisa and I stumble out of motel room, breaths ragged and heavy, revolver feels like dead weight, in trembling hand, coppery scent of blood, clinging like curse, gravel crunches beneath feet. As hurry to my car, Lisa clutches hoodie tight around herself, face pale, streaked with tears. Andrew, she whispers, voice barely audible. Thunder rumbling in distance. Where do we go? Don't answer immediately. Mind racing. Flashing images of William. Offshore accounts. Shotgun blast that nearly ended me. But most of all, can't stop thinking how everything we'd been through. Built on foundation of lies and betrayal. Start engine. Roar breaking eerie silence. We drive. We get out of here. Dark road stretches endlessly ahead. Headlights cutting through thick fog. Neither speaks for long time. Silence oppressive, filled with unspoken words. Weight of everything that led us here. Finally, Lisa speaks, voice trembling like autumn leaf. Andrew, I'm so sorry. Grip steering wheel tighter, knuckles turning white. Sorry doesn't even begin to cover it, Lisa. You lied to me. You used me. And now we're running from something. I still don't fully understand. I didn't want any of this, she says, voice breaking, windshield wipers squeaking against glass. As light rain begins to fall. I was scared. Thought I could fix it. Before you found out, but it just kept getting worse. William, he's not just some man, Andrew. He's dangerous. He's connected to people who can make us disappear without trace. Then why didn't you just leave, snap? Voice raw with anger and exhaustion. Why didn't you pack bag and go, instead of dragging me into this mess? She looks at me, tear-streaked face illuminated by glow of dashboard lights. Because I was weak. Because part of me thought I could still make it right. Silence returns, heavier this time. About hour later, phone buzzes in pocket, glance at screen. Peter, answer on speakerphone. Peter, what is it? Andrew, listen to me carefully. I found Samuel Reynolds. He's dead. Someone got to him. Before my investigator did. Lisa lets out sharp gasp. Peter continues, voice urgent through static. And worst part, account Lisa wired money to. It's been cleaned out. Run hand down face. Pulse hammering in ears. Peter, what do we do? He hesitates. Sound of papers shuffling. You don't stop, Andrew. You keep moving. I'll do what I can from here. But right now you're on your own. Call ends. Hollow emptiness settles in chest, like black hole consuming everything. Stop at abandoned gas station off highway. Flickering light above pumps, casting strange shadows across cracked concrete. Rusty pumps standing like ancient sentinels. Lisa leaning against car, arms wrapped tightly around herself. Shivering despite warm night. Andrew, what are we going to do? She asks softly. Stare at her for a long moment. My wife, woman I once trusted with every part of me. Same woman who shattered everything. With her lies, but in that moment, none of it matters. Danger is real. Whatever comes next, we're stuck in it together. We end this, Lisa, say firmly. Voice steady despite fear. We stop running. We stop hiding. If William wants us, if these people want us, then we bring fight to them. Her eyes go wide with fear. Andrew, you can't. I'm done being scared, say, voice steady as steel. Done looking over shoulder. If we don't do something now, we'll spend rest of our lives running. Or worse, Lisa swallows hard, nodding slowly. Grab phone. Dial number William left me. Rings twice before he picks up. Well, Andrew, William says smoothly. Was starting to think you'd forgotten about me. Haven't forgotten, say coldly. Let's meet. Just you and me. No games. No middlemen. You want Lisa? You want money? Fine. But we end this tonight. Pause on other end, then low chuckle, like distant thunder. Brave. Stupid, but brave. All right, Andrew. You want to dance. Meet me at Old Steel Mill off Route 9. Midnight. And bring Lisa. Line goes dead. Lisa staring at me, face frozen with fear. Andrew, this is trap. You know it's trap. Nod grimly. Yeah, but it's our only shot. Steel mill looms ahead, rusted skeleton of metal and shadows. Towering against night sky, moonlight catching on broken windows, like shattered mirrors. Lisa stays close behind, as step into cavernous structure, footsteps echoing on concrete floor, air thick with rust and decay. William there. standing under single hanging light, hands casual in pockets, two men flanking him, both armed with pistols, industrial fans spinning lazily overhead. Andrew, William says, flashing that smug smile. Lisa, so nice of you to join us. Let her go, Sate, leveling revolver at him. This ends with me and you, William chuckles. Sound bouncing off metal walls. Oh, Andrew, this was never about Lisa. This was about power, about control. And you were just loose end. Everything happens in instant. One of William's men reaches for gun. Fire first. Sound of gunshots ricocheting. Through mill like thunder, Lisa screams. Diving behind pile of metal beams, William lunges at me, knife flashing in hand, moonlight catching silver blade. We collide. Knife slices across shoulder. Pain flares white hot. But don't let go of revolver. Shove him backward, toward rusted machinery. Aim and pull trigger. Shot hits him square in chest. William staggers, eyes wide with shock, before collapsing to ground. Silence fills mill, broken only by distant drip of water. In Lisa's muffled sobs, it was over. Sun rising as Lisa and I walk away. From steel mill, sky painted in hues of orange and pink. Where do we go now? She asks softly. Dried blood on my shoulder, shirt torn where knife cut. Look at her, weight of everything, hanging heavy in chest. Forward, Lisa. Voice rough from night's events. We go forward. Road stretches ahead of us. Long, uncertain, filled with shadows. But for first time in weeks, feel something hadn't felt in long time. Hope. And with that, we disappear into horizon, leaving behind steel mill and all its dark secrets. Morning sun warming our backs, casting long shadows before us, each step taking us further from nightmare we survived. Somewhere in distance, church bells ring, marking new day, new beginning. Though no things will never be same. At least we're alive. At least we're free, and maybe, just maybe, that's enough for now.